So Andrew Hill looks to be starting in the ruck against Dean Oakley. Simon Dieselack is in there. Mark Buckingham and Luke McLean. So
Simon Dieselack, haven't seen much of him today.
No, been quiet.
That's why they're pushing him into midfield. Sean O'Leary has come up from the goal square in between centre half forward and full forward. 12-7-79 Thomson. They led East Geelong 3-3-21. Start of the third term. Hill against Oakley. They go up and do battle. Oakley gets it down easily towards Gardner, but McLean wrapped up by Highland, not going anywhere. And it will be a secondary bounce in the middle. So a big job for Andrew Hill here against Dean Oakley. Oakley from behind him. Hill got it down. Mitchell, handball towards a Coley. Gets away, right foot kick towards half forward, running back with a flight of the ball, Stenhouse. Coming across is Nick Maharis. It might sit for him. No, it doesn't now. O'Leary taps it on intelligently. Was that a throw? No, said the umpire. Gardner. Short little kick towards Troy Maharis. Picks it up beautifully. Handball. Was going to go to Justin. Justin goes back towards Gardner. Now a little toe poke towards a Coley. Back towards Gardner. McLean. He and Stenhouse. They fumble. Going through the middle. Dieselack. Handball. Only as far as Nick Maharis. Breaks free on the right foot. Tumbling punt towards Stein. Did well. Played on from 35 metres and closing. Goes in and has missed.
Well. Great play.
So Thomson 12-8-80. They led East Geelong 3-3-21. Lex the Wyndham third quarter scoreboard. A minute played.
Don't know what's wrong with him. Should have kicked a drop kick.
Yeah.
So Nathan Murray still at fullback. Haven't taken any notice of us, Laurie, I'm afraid. But
No.
Murray will do the kicking in for East Geelong. Has Senjov long out on the halfback flank over his head. Coley does well to put a contest on there. And off hands, it's over the boundary line, 60 metres from the behind post. Thomson in this third quarter kicking to the southern end as the boundary umpire now puts the ball in the air. Ball comes in. Justin doing the ruck work against Hill. Tap down comes to Highland. Handball over the top to Gardner. He taps it further forward looking for O'Connor. He's held without the footy. Play on to the umpire. And finally it comes across to Hill. Takes the mark on centre wing on the western side here of St Albans. Now called to play on. Kicks long. The lead has come from Sean O'Leary. A long way from the goal square with Aitchison there. O'Leary does well. Takes the footy. Kicks it back to the head of the square, but good work, Rod Peacock. Read it well. Handball to Rowan, who's running. He kicks to the centre of the ground. Big contest there, but Timmy Gardner just charged through the pack. Takes the ball, eludes a tackle, gets a handball to Riley, but his kick, I'm afraid, is astray, and Stenhouse takes the mark on halfback flank. Goes across the ground. Gee, set his teammate a task there. Randall gets a handball to Armstrong, who was running without the footy, but Stein again comes in. Lovely handball to Justin. Punched forward, looking for Armstrong. Kick off the ground for East Geelong there by... that was McLeod, but the ball has ended up in the arms of Troy Maharis. He's had a pot shot from 30 metres out, acute angle, has got a behind. So 5-2 to Troy Maharis, 2 behinds in this quarter to Thomson. 12-9-81, lead East Geelong 3-3-21. Lex is a Wyndham third quarter scoreboard, 3 minutes gone.
Murray kicks in towards McLeod. That's out of bounds on the full. Terrible kick. And Troy Maharis, his opposite number, will take the free. On the boundary line, 35 metres out. 5 goals, 2 this afternoon. Troy Maharis.
No one running into the hole there until now.
Christian Highland has filled that hole and will take the mark. We'll be kicking from 40 metres out on an angle. But a lot less acute than the one Troy Maharis was standing on the boundary line.
Rather better for a right footer.
It is. Half time at Skilled Stadium, South Barwon 44 lead, North Shore 39. So a close game down there. Coming in, Christian Highland. Has he brought it back far enough? I think he has. And he's put it through for his first goal. And the 13th for Thomson. They go to 13-9-87. They lead East Geelong 3-3-21. Lex the Wyndham third quarter scoreboard, 4 minutes played.
I guess, Laurie, it's a trademark of a good side in the fact that they weren't just prepared, Thomson, in the third quarter to come out and retain the status quo. They've gone on with the job.
Well, it's in their interest to do that, Eric. I mean, they've got to play North Geelong next week if they continue to play like this. And, you can show the opposition how good you are if you run the game right out.
In the middle again, Oakley gets the tap down for Thomson. Gardner runs onto the footy. Can't quite pick it up. Now he does. Shrugs, tackles. Will have to be pinged for holding the footy. Just tried to do too much on that occasion, Timmy Gardner, and handball out would have been to his benefit. Luke McLean. No, Luke McLean is in fact taking the kick. Got nowhere to go, decides to go long, straight down the middle of the ground. That's where they've got to go. Looking for Sean O'Leary, can't take the mark, but follows up. He also tries to elude a tackle, and there wasn't too much difference between it and Timmy Gardner's to some degree, but the umpire said, I'll put it in the air at centre half forward for East Geelong. Kicking in this third quarter to the northern end. Hill and Oakley. Oakley up high. Neither ruckman touched the footy. Picked up by Brood doing the roving on that occasion. Gets it to full forward for East Geelong. Players overrunning the footy until Rowan pushes it forward, trying to find his teammate in Thorley. Good work, Miles. Handball back to Brood. Handball looking for Hill, but Highland in there does well. Picks it up. Handballs back to Thorley. He's tackled. Well, a little bit more fire in the East Geelong attempt to get the footy here, but it's pushed toward the boundary. In front of the scoreboard here at St Albans, which shows Thomson 13-9, leading East Geelong 3-3. As the boundary umpire puts the ball back into play, 6 minutes into the third quarter. Ball comes in. Oakley gets a tap down. Thorley runs straight into a tackle, and the ball straight over the boundary line once again. So we'll have a repeat performance. Boundary umpire now prepares, puts the ball overhead. Gardner in front, big punch away, finds Highland once again. Highland kicks to the middle of the ground, but it's all East Geelong there as mark taken by Cocking. Cocking now on the left foot, kicks back towards centre half forward, change of direction for East. Thomson go the punch, which they need to do, get it down. Barnett, nice little tap over to McLeod, a long way up from the defensive area, and has kicked a much needed goal for the East Geelong side. Scotty McLeod's first, East Geelong's first for a long time. They've kicked now 4-3-27. They trail Thomson 13-9-87. Lexus have won them third quarter scoreboard, 7 minutes gone.
Well, I know what Dave said to him at half-time, Eric, but they've lifted their intensity, their desire to try and do well has certainly improved, so that's a good step in the right direction. They just need to put a few more on now and make a contest of this game.
It's a bit of a worry when the half-back flankers are the one that kicked the goal, though.
Well, that's right.
So back to the middle. Hill up against Oakley. Hill taps it down. Oakley waits for it. O'Connor, handball, chopped off. He gets the second attempt at it. On the cricket pitch area, McLean, Oakley over the top of it as well. The umpire will come in now and ball it up. So a secondary bounce still in the middle, right on the cricket pitch area. Hill goes up again towards Buckingham, goes with a right foot kick towards half forward. Comes over and Peacock picks it up, handball back towards Aitchison, who runs off O'Leary at half back, left foot kick towards centre wing, nothing much to kick to. Wants to save to the boundary line and finds it, and it will be a throw in.
Only a few minutes to go at Monica, and West Coast 17 points in front of the Kangaroos.
Of Geelong.
Of Geelong.
So they'll be in the finals. Geelong won't be if they can beat the Kangaroos. Now from the ruck contest on centre wing, Gardner breaks free again. Right foot kick towards half forward. Nick Maharis makes up a great lot of ground and plays on now. Right foot kick around the corner. Now brother Troy can't take the mark off hands. Murray's back there now. Can handball it to Jason Stein. Unfortunately, he plays for Thomson. Comes through McLeod. He holds up in the tackle. Now he goes with the right foot back towards centre half forward. Coley runs back with a flight of the ball. Mitchell's there. Can handball or go short to Armstrong, and does the latter. Short to Armstrong, taking the mark. Wayne Cocking's trying to make up to 15 metres on the mark.
That can only happen yesterday.
Wayne was joking. He must have been here yesterday.
Savali Armstrong's kicked one goal this afternoon, lining up for goal number 2, 35 metres out. 60-degree angle. Distance no problem. Comes in now off a couple of steps. Accuracy is no problem either. He has put it through for his second. And the 14th for Thomson. They go to 14-9-93. And they lead East Geelong 4-3-27. Lexa Wyndham, third quarter scoreboard, 9 minutes played.
Well, that's where they're looking good, Eric. They've got some options in that forward line. You know, they can move it around. If you don't get Nick or you don't get Troy, you're going to get Armstrong. And look, if you're a betting man, he doesn't get inside 52 many times and misses, does he?
And unfortunately, East Geelong defence, handball willy-nilly and to no advantage. And I see you've got your way. Nathan Murray being taken from the ground as the ball goes up in the middle. It comes to ground. Tim Gardner runs onto it. He can't pick it up. Coley, he can look for a handball. He's put the ground, picked up there by Gibson of East Geelong, out wide. The only person there's Thorley. And Thorley, he's tackled ferociously from behind, and the advantage paid to Luke McLean as Sean O'Leary leads for the footy. Peacock does some shepherding while Aitchison picks it up. Handball to O'Connor, can go across the ground to Mitchell. He is in good position. His tackle as he goes for the footy. Advantage surely would be paid here for Thomson. If they can pick it up, Riley does, and away they go. To half forward, Nick Maharis leads strongly from centre half forward. Takes the mark. Called on the left foot. Coley's there, but reading the ball pretty well as McLeod unfortunately didn't take the mark. Follows up McLeod, gets up, is tackled. Good tackle there by Justin, but picking it up is Interbong. He runs away, has one bounce, has a second bounce. He's run to 50, draws a player, handball over the top to Fitzgerald. He's under pressure, and Thomson. Well, Stein was a little fortunate because he probably ducked his head, but has the free kick inside the centre square. Looking to handball off. And to his credit, he wanted the footy badly, Laurie, and that's what it's all about.
That's right, Eric. This is finals.
Comes wide. Coley drops the mark. He's got Mitchell running forward. He's set him a task. He's put it high in the air. And, Mitchell watched Scotty McLeod take the mark in defence for East Geelong. He runs back toward the defensive goal. He's kicked it right across the face of goal, but he's found Luke McLean. Probably lost 25 metres. McLean now chips it back into the corridor looking for and finding Interbong. And Interbong for East Geelong. Well, he's gone back across the ground looking for McLeod. They've got absolutely nowhere in 3 kicks, East Geelong.
They're going to turn it over.
And that'll be the next thing, because now McLeod, all the players are covered, and decides to go across the ground once again. Back to McLean. Now, where do we go from here? McLean of East Geelong. He's in the back pocket, decides to go long down the outer side. Big kick, Peacock. No, it's Roberts. In competition with Williams. Williams wins out, gets a handball. Randall almost intercepts, picked up there by Gibson. Gibson handballs to himself, but almost a steal there from Dan O'Connor. Unfortunately, the ball was on the boundary line, or just over, according to the boundary umpire. And on centre wing, outer side, at the 12-minute mark of the third quarter, the ball thrown in once again. Timmy Gardner from behind, can't take the footy. Fighting in there's Christian Highland. Handball's out, comes back, gets it once again. Handball to O'Connor, goes to Stein at centre half forward, bounces badly for players. Justin does a juggling act. Handball to Stein. Can he control it? Yes, he can. Gets it. Nice little left foot kick to nowhere. But mark taken by Mitchell. Handball to Coley. He over the top looking for Riley, who's run on. Can he pick the footy up? He can. He's outside 50, runs to 50. Lovely looking pass, and he's found Troy Maharis on the lead.
On the left side.
On the left footer's side of the ground. So we'll have a much better view of this one. And Troy Maharis now. If he gets that left foot curl, go for the left-hand goalpost, Laurie. Is that about it?
Yeah, swing it out a bit.
So
he's doing
Troy
it right.
Maharis comes in. Well, he's hooked it far too far. In fact, it might even be out of bounds on the full. And it almost looked like a lazy kick, didn't it, on that occasion?
Well, I saw him go down 10 minutes ago and he grabbed his back. So now whether he's hurt himself just a little bit, I'm not sure.
Okay, so in the back pocket at 13 minutes in the last quarter, Stenhouse now has the free kick. He's kicked it back to Dean Oakley. High over the top of Andrew Hill. And I guess really it's the first mark he's taken all day, but with his potential, it's a great opportunity. He's kicked it long into full forward, up high. Well, stood his ground there for East Geelong. That was Phil Gunn, and took a strong mark in front of the two Maharis boys who are both in the contest. So Gunn now chips it, looks for and finds Fitzgerald on the 50-metre arc. Handball over the top, and the kick towards centre wing. But it's, I'm going to say all Breed had the footy and made no attempt to get rid of it. But taken to ground, so the umpires put a whistle on play. So the umpire now in front of our broadcast position. Centre wing, about to put the ball in the air. Breed is there. Oakley is there, gets a tap down. Mitchell, nice little handball to Coley. He's tackled. Senjov gets the foot to footy, but Timmy Gardner doesn't take the mark. It's pretty tied in there. Miles, nice pick up, handball looking for Fitzgerald, but finds Christian Highland. Nice little chip handball to Mitchell. And Dean Oakley has taken the mark right on the boundary line. Plays on quickly over the top to Mitchell. Mitchell now has the lead from Nick Maharis. He unfortunately can't take the mark. All Thomson there, but the ball forced over the boundary line by the defence for East Geelong in O'Leary. and the ball will be thrown in. 15 minutes into the third quarter, 4-3 East, trail Thomson 14-9.
Boundary throw in. Justin up against Steenhouse. Justin brings it down. Intervong's there. Also running through Cocking. Short little kick towards Fitzgerald. Handball to a standing start. Steenhouse. Terrible kick. Riley racing at it at half forward. Back towards Armstrong. McLeod comes back and backs himself and does well. No, he doesn't. Armstrong does. Plucks it out of the air. Kicks the goal. Goal number 3 for Sabali Armstrong.
Pinch it out of his hands.
That's a real
That was
steal.
the mark, wasn't it?
It's a steal.
15-9-99 Thomson. It doesn't worry them. East Geelong 4-3-27. Lex Wyndham third quarter scoreboard. 15 minutes played.
Well, they're certainly putting pressure on East Geelong, Eric. They've got nowhere to go. When they get the footy, they just get out the back line. They're going across the ground, trying to switch play. But every time they do that, Thompson's forming a wall across here, and they're able to maintain the pressure and run it back in again. They're making a few little errors, Thomson, but that's better than their best ever go.
In the middle, Hill, big punch clear, but Peacock comes in from half-back. Hill, following up, picks the footy up at half-forward. Kicks it long towards the full forward area for East Geelong. Oh, great tackle on Barnett there by Aitchison. And the ball spilled clear, and now the umpire has decided to hold the game up by putting it in the air. So Thomson a bit stiff on that occasion as Stenhouse comes off, Murray back on. And the ball is half-forward flank for East Geelong. Big punch forward for East, but unable. Well, Barnett does well. O'Connor gets a handball clear. Intercepted on that occasion by Duzelak. Has a pot shot from 40. That's crossed the face of goal. And behind to East Geelong. They go to 4-4-28. They trail Thomson 15-9-99. Lexington to win them third quarter scoreboard. 16.5 minutes gone.
West Coast into the finals. They've defeated the Kangaroos by 11 points. Or a terrible kick in by Rowan. And Chris Barnett has chopped off Tim Gardner and taken the mark. So we'll shoot for goal from 35 metres out, slide angle.
They can't make mistakes like that, Laurie, at any level of footy.
Well, that's exactly right, Eric. And, it's you've got to look to a week ahead, and you just can't do that.
Barnett comes in, left foot kick. Has he brought it round far enough? I think he has. Goal to Chris Barnett. His first. And the 5th for East Geelong. They go to 5-4-34. They trail Thomson 15-9-99. Lexa Wyndham third quarter scoreboard, 17 minutes played.
Yeah, well, going back to what you just said there about you can't afford to do those sort of things. There was a kick over the top here from Josh Coley. Took it too easy. You can't afford to do that. When you're going to get to the grand final, that could cost you a game, and it's just not on. You just got to play flat strap from go to woe.
So back in the middle. The umpire to put the ball in the air. Dean Oakley still rucking for Thomson against Andy Hill. Oh, beautiful tap down from Oakley to Hyland. Hyland just had to turn around, kick it towards the full forward position. Troy Maharis is leading in the race for it, but coming back with the flight of the footy is Murray. Murray of East Geelong kicks across the face of goal, looking for the boundary line. Will hopefully find a teammate out there in Gibson. He eludes a tackle, handball over the top to Luke McLean. And Luke McLean kicks long to half forward. Breed pushes his opponent forward. Ball comes to ground. Picked up by Breed, the crumb himself. Comes back. Tips the ball to half forward. Probably a mistake there from Riley. I thought should have gone the punch, but umpire didn't pay the mark anyway. Ball thrown out by, who was that on the ground for East Geelong? Duzelak. And the ensuing free kick, Andrew Aitchison. Aitchison chips wide. He's got Peacock out there on his own. Handball quickly to O'Connor. O'Connor easily around his opponent, and Intervong didn't chase too hard there. Goes right across the ground looking for Oakley. Doesn't take the mark. Gets it to Coley. Handball wide looking for Mitchell. Picks the ball up. Handball quickly to Oakley. Oakley runs to 50. Puts the ball on the boot. Good looking kick. Which way will it bounce? It's landed a metre to the right of the goalpost. Done a Shane Warne leg break straight through the middle. Dean Oakley's goal. And I think it's Thomson's day. 16-9, 105 Thomson. They lead East Geelong 5-4-34. Lexington win them third quarter scoreboard. 19 minutes gone.
Warney would be happy with that, wouldn't he?
Well, it's fantastic. I reckon you'd be stumped by metre. Down the wicket. Beat the bat, beat everything. He deserved a goal, though. He's playing a great game, Dean Oakley. He's doing really well in the ruck.
So back to the middle. Hill up against Oakley. And Hill gets it down on this occasion. Gardner though roves. Handball out on centre wing. Riding the bump Randall. McLean over the top of it as well. Tried to break free. Buckingham now. Handball backwards towards Fitzgerald. Has to sit and wait for it. Handball over the top. Needs McLean to pick it up cleanly. Can't do so. Randall next to him. And he tries to get towards the boundary line. Williams tries to shuffle a short little handball to his teammate. And it will be out of bounds on centre wing for a boundary throw-in. Boundary throw-in, centre wing. Hill in front, Oakley from behind. McLean, Oakley, short little toe poke. Still on centre wing. Now Fitzgerald with a clear. In fact, it was Gibson with a clearing kick. Thorley running back with it. Breed comes in, knocks it towards the boundary line, and that's where it's going. It's out of bounds for a throw in. Half forward flank out of side. East Geelong into attack.
They just don't seem, Laurie, to have made any changes of any significant note, East Geelong, and it just makes you wonder.
No, I was just looking around to try and pick a few up, Eric, and I would have thought even Sean O'Leary out to centre half forward and even running the ball would be better than not getting the put into him at all.
Ball has been moved towards centre wing. O'Connor over the top of it, pushing the back there to East Geelong, and it was Inthavong at the bottom. It gives it away by hand to Fitzgerald. Goes back on the right foot. High kick towards half forward. Buckingham behind, in front Peacock, off hands. Thorley gets slung as he tried to get the ball away. Now the handball comes out the back to Highland at centre half back. Oh, great kick to Oakley in the middle. 30 metres in the clear. Nobody coming at him at centre half forward. He just settles now. He should have kept running. Terrible kick towards Maharis. Has to pick it up again. And the half volley does now towards, well, Stein it was going to be. Runs backwards 20 metres. Bounces. Gets a Shepherd. Now he drills it towards brother Nick. Takes it low and takes the mark. Possibly just out of Nick's range. Kicking from 45 metres out. He's kicked 2 goals this afternoon, Nick Maharis.
Coley hamstring.
Oh,
that was a shocking kick. I thought there might have been something wrong with him, Josh Coley. He's just dropped off his footy a little bit the last quarter.
So Nick Maharis comes in, 45 metres out, gives it everything he's got, and has missed it to the far side, one behind. 2 goals, 1. They go to 16, 10, 106. They trail East Geelong. They lead East Geelong 5-4-34. Lex Wyndham third quarter scoreboard. 22 minutes played.
I'd be interested if you had a count right now.
Yeah. So ball comes in. McLeod gives it to Senjov, but couldn't take the mark. Now Justin over the top to Gardner, makes up a bit of ground. 30 metres and closing, and has kicked the goal. Tim Gardner gets into the act. Kicks his first. The 17th for Thomson. They're careering away, 17 goals, 10, 112 they lead. East Geelong 5-4-34. Lex Wyndham third quarter scoreboard, 22.5 minutes played.
It's just harking back there, the injured player in O'Coley was still on the ground. Chris Baxter had come onto the ground and run 40 or 50 metres, and O'Coley's still 20 metres from the line.
Where's KO? When you need him.
Too late now.
About the only hope you can get.
What's done is done now, as the ball is back in the middle. With Oakley again getting the ball down to Highland. Highland didn't see the tackle coming then. I think he's copped a pretty heavy one. Hasn't moved, and Mark Senjov. That's terrific work there by Mark Senjov, because
fair on the jaw, he copped that.
He's
fair bump.
Yeah, but he's
rolled him over, didn't he? Because he's on his back.
Did a fantastic job, and compliments to Mark Senjov. They're very quick thinking from an opposition player. So I think they're calling for the stretcher as
it's Christian Highland, isn't it?
Christian Highland.
Yeah, it is.
He just didn't see it coming, and he's copped perhaps a shoulder right on the jaw. And
running out of blokes on the boundary. Shane Stones had to get the calf warmed up, and he's coming back on the ground.
Yes, so the sort of the injury toll is getting fairly excessive, and I suppose when you look at, they've got to play next week.
Well, that's right. I mean, Josh O'Coley's gone off with a hammy. You wouldn't want to risk him to bring him back on.
Well, Anderson
doesn't look too bad though. He's not actually putting any ice on it as yet. Josh O'Coley.
Shane Stone could go into the forward pocket and move JJ up the ground somewhere in a key position.
Well, I think if he does nothing else now, he probably needs to just rally the troops, get them together, and make sure they just keep their mind on the job. As Christian Highland certainly getting the best of attention, and that's a tragedy because he's played an excellent game, and
he's up and he's getting himself on the stretcher, which is good.
Well, I thought he had a bit of a pretty slow first quarter, but I thought he's worked himself into the game, which he always usually does. And
he's just been a fantastic link player, you know, and been very creative for them. I think they're obviously talking to him, and I think he's for anyone listening that is not here and involved with Christian Highland, he looks to be certainly okay, talking to the trainers, and that's most important. So as Christian Highland comes from the ground,
South Barwon leading North Shore by 21 points at Skilled Stadium.
Gee. So now
Daisy's into it.
Well, he is in fact the captain, as I understand. So he's obviously got a query.
Well, Shane Stone came on the ground while the stretcher was on.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I think that's what somebody was querying.
That's quite within the rules.
And it is.
The one before wasn't.
Bit late now.
They missed their opportunity.
That's right, that's right. They've been listening to our call. So ball now at 26 minutes, and after quite a lengthy delay there, the umpire about to put the ball in the air once again. Oakley, shepherded out by Brood, still gets a fist to the footy. Brood himself picks it up, can't get away with it. Riley held without the footy, continues after a nice little handball to Timmy Gardner, and away go Thomson again. Gardner to the lead of Troy Maharis, great pick up on the run. Handball back to Timmy Gardner, who's running. Handball to Nick Maharis, put him under all sorts of pressure, and one handball too many for East as Sean O'Leary at centre half back picks the footy up, kicks long to centre half forward. In front there, Williams can't take the mark. Dean Oakley doing the roving for Thomson, gets a handball to O'Connor. O'Connor goes wide to Mitchell, out on centre wing. It's over his head, runs back. The bounce is reasonably kind. Can't pick it up. He's got a long time, but takes too long also, and paid the penalty. Intervong did a good job. Run hard after the footy, tackle the player, and ended up getting the reward by getting the football. Goes wide to Hill. Hill of East Geelong chips it to centre half forward, and Dieselak, one of his few marks for the day on the half forward flank, has taken a mark. Kicks it long to full forward. In front there, comfortable mark for
Roberts.
East for Thomson. It is by Roberts in defence. Brad Roberts, where will he go? Looks to perhaps go across the ground. He does. Oh, to Thorley, a dangerous kick. It's now Thomson are playing a roundabout in the back line, looking for Peacock. Gone right across, backwards and forwards, and the ball out of bounds adjacent to the scoreboard here, which reads Thomson 17-10, 112, leading East Geelong 5-4, 34, 27.5 minutes gone.
So Andrew throw in. Hill up against Peacock. Hill tries to take it out of the ruck, down there Miles as well. Falls towards Stein at half back. Goes long with a right foot kick towards Justin. Justin who works O'Leary under the ball. Nick Maharis coming at it at pace as well. Does well. Murray right next to him gives him one high as he goes past. Thanks very much. And Nick Maharis will take the free kick on centre wing. And he's copped one in the eye. I think he copped a finger in the eye as it went past. Andrew umpire helps him out by throwing him the ball back. So another delay in play while Nick Maharis gets the ball. Gets back behind his mark.
With three umpires, and this fella can't get closer than 40 metres away to give the decisions.
So Maharis laterally to Christian Thorley. Has taken the mark. He's got Stein in the middle by himself and also Marty Rowan. He picks out Rowan. Oh, he can't take the mark. I hope the sun was in the way or else it looked terrible. Then he kicks and brings Rain towards centre half forward. Gardner pushed under the ball by Buckingham. Punched away by Baxter through the middle. Riley. Play on the call, said the umpire. Goes back towards O'Connor at centre half forward. Goes long towards Stone on the ground. McLeod worked him under the ball and easy mark to McLeod in the end. Goes with the right boot wide looking for Miles. It's okay. Takes the mark. Still inside defensive 50. Called to play on now. Goes long towards centre wing. Buckingham's made some ground up and taken the mark uncontested. Can play on quickly. Gets around Stein. Plays on now. Goes towards half forward. Roberts there. Aitchison, Peacock, third in line. Still there on the ground. Leary now. Kicks it over his shoulder towards Hill, running back with it. Barnett calls him out and takes a good mark overhead. Chris Barnett at 50. He's got Murray leading for him and also Hill. It goes over their heads and through for one behind to the East Geelong side. So they go to 5:35. They trail Thomson 17-10, 112. Lexa Wyndham third quarter scoreboard, 29.5 minutes played.
Well, Rowan's gone the chip short this time, but Riley was well out on his own. He's taken a mark, hasn't got much to kick to now. He kicks short. Peacock drops the mark. Handball long to the middle of the ground into the corridor. Thorley accepts the handball, kicks long to centre half forward. Armstrong leading
Great
strongly,
mark.
a diving mark on the cricket pitch. Handball quickly to Timmy Gardner. Now a handball over to John Mitchell. Mitchell now kicks towards half forward. Well, Troy Mahara's pushed forward, but at the back of the pack there was McLeod of East Geelong. Really has nowhere to go. Finally draws a player, gets a handball over to Cocking. Cocking now takes a long time, just kicks a kick before he was... well, the siren has sounded as Sean O'Leary has taken the mark on centre wing, and at three-quarter time the score reads Thomson 17-10, 112, leading East Geelong 5-5, 35.
In that quarter, Thomson, they kick 5 goals, 3. East Geelong managed 2 goals, 2. And a big lead to the Tigers at three-quarter time. Their goal kickers 5 to Troy Maharis, 3 each to Josh Okoli and Sabali Armstrong. 2 to Nick Maharis and singles to Christian Highland, Tim Gardner, Dean Oakley and Jason Stein. While for East Geelong, single goal kickers Duncan Miles, Kiao Inthabong, Scott McLeod, Chris Barnett and Sean O'Leary. A big lead to the Tigers at three-quarter time. We'll take a break, back with the final quarter action of our Matchday Live coverage on 94.7 The Pulse, your home of